Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into history to rank the 10 greatest generals of the Second World War. This was a global conflict defined by brilliant strategies, daring gambles, and the sheer force of leadership. Deciding on just 10 is incredibly tough, as countless commanders showed immense skill and bravery. Our list is based on their strategic impact, innovative tactics, and their ability to lead their forces to victory against overwhelming odds. So, let's begin our countdown of the masterminds who shaped the battlefields of World War II. Coming in at number 10 is the Soviet Marshal Konstantin Rokossovsky, often overshadowed by his contemporary Zhukov. Rokossovsky was a master of deep battle operations. He was arrested during Stalin's purges, but was reinstated just in time for the war. His finest hour came during Operation Bagration in 1944, a massive offensive that shattered the German Army Group Center. Rokossovsky's meticulous planning and use of deception were key to this stunning success, which hastened the collapse of the Eastern Front. He was a brilliant and resilient commander who earned the respect of both his soldiers and his enemies. At number 9, we have the American Admiral, Chester W. Nimitz. As Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, Nimitz took command just weeks after the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor. With the fleet in ruins, he had to rebuild morale and devise a strategy to fight back against the seemingly unstoppable Japanese Navy. His calm demeanor and strategic genius were on full display at the Battle of Midway. Using brilliant intelligence work, Nimitz set a trap that resulted in the sinking of 4 Japanese aircraft carriers, a blow from which their navy never fully recovered. He turned the tide of the entire Pacific War. Number 8 on our list is Isoroku Yamamoto, the Japanese Marshal Admiral and commander of the combined fleet. While he is most famous for planning the attack on Pearl Harbor, his strategic vision was far more complex. Yamamoto was a proponent of naval aviation and understood that aircraft carriers, not battleships, would dominate future naval warfare. He was a reluctant warrior who knew Japan could not win a prolonged war with the United States, so he gambled on a decisive, crippling blow. Though his gamble ultimately failed, his influence on naval doctrine and his strategic audacity make him a formidable figure in military history. Next up, at number 7, is the British Field Marshal, Bernard Montgomery. Monty, as he was famously known, was a meticulous planner and a master of the set-piece battle. He was cautious, sometimes to a fault, but his methods delivered results.
He is best remembered for his victory at the Second Battle of El Alamein in North Africa, where he decisively defeated Rommel's Afrika Korps. This victory was a massive morale boost for the Allies. Montgomery went on to command all Allied ground forces during the Normandy landings, playing a crucial role in the liberation of Europe. His leadership, though controversial at times, was undeniably effective. At number 6, we have the American General, George S. Patton.
Old Blood and Guts was one of the most aggressive and controversial commanders of the war. He was a firm believer in mobile, armored warfare, and his Third Army's rapid advance across France in 1944 is a testament to his tactical brilliance. During the Battle of the Bulge, Patton famously turned his entire army 90 degrees in the dead of winter to relieve the besieged 101st Airborne at Bastogne, a logistical and operational masterpiece. His drive and sheer willpower often snapped victory from the jaws of defeat. Breaking into our top 5 is the German Field Marshal, Erich von Manstein. Widely regarded by many historians as Germany's most brilliant strategist, Manstein was the architect of the Sichelschnitt, or sickle cut plan. This daring armored thrust through the Ardennes forest bypassed the Maginot Line, leading to the rapid fall of France in 1940. It was a stroke of genius that redefined modern warfare. On the Eastern Front, he conducted a masterly fighting withdrawal and executed the brilliant backhand blow at the Third Battle of Kharkov, temporarily stabilizing the German front. His operational skill was simply phenomenal. At number 4, we have the American General of the Army, Dwight D. Eisenhower. While not a battlefield tactician in the same vein as Patton or Rommel, Ike's genius lay elsewhere. As the supreme commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force in Europe, His task was to hold together a massive and often fractious international coalition. He managed huge egos, balanced competing national interests, and made the monumental decision to launch the D-Day invasion. His leadership, diplomacy, and organizational skills were the glue that held the entire Allied war effort in the West together, making victory possible. Our number 3 spot goes to the German Field Marshal, Erwin Rommel. Known as the Desert Fox, Rommel earned a legendary reputation for his leadership of the Afrika Korps. He was a master of surprise, speed, and deception, often leading from the very front. He could achieve stunning victories with limited resources, running rings around his opponents in the deserts of North Africa. Even when facing overwhelming Allied superiority, he conducted a brilliant fighting retreat. Rommel was respected by his own troops and his enemies alike for his chivalry and his tactical genius in mobile warfare. Taking the runner-up position at number 2 is the Soviet Marshal, Georgy Zhukov. Zhukov was the man Stalin turned to whenever disaster loomed. He played a pivotal role in nearly every major Soviet victory, from defending Moscow in 1941 to the Battle of Stalingrad and the massive Battle of Kursk, the largest tank battle in history. His final act was leading the Red Army into Berlin in 1945. Zhukov was ruthless, demanding and willing to accept staggering casualties, but his iron will and superb operational command were instrumental in breaking the back of the German war machine on the Eastern Front. And finally, at number 1, the greatest general of the Second World War is, in our view, the American General of the Army, George C. Marshall. This might surprise some, as Marshall never commanded an army in the field. But as the U.S. Army Chief of Staff, he was the architect of Allied victory. Winston Churchill called him the organizer of victory, and for good reason. Marshall oversaw the massive expansion of the U.S. Army from a small force into a global military powerhouse of over 8 million soldiers. He selected the key commanders like Eisenhower and Patton, allocated resources across multiple theaters of war, and had the strategic foresight to plan for both the war and the peace that would follow, famously with the Marshall Plan. His strategic vision and organizational genius were unparalleled and had the single greatest impact on the Allied victory. And that's our list of the top 10 generals of World War II. This is always a topic of great debate, so let us know who you think should be on this list down in the comments below. Who did we miss? Who would you rank differently? We love hearing your thoughts. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this historical deep dive, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next one.